Arsenal fighting to the end, but we all know they will not be saved. Manchester City for the title, and Liverpool definitely off the title race. Maven, welcome.
Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be here again.
Oluwaseun. Hi.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad to be here again. Yeah.
Down to the matter. Arsenal, Tottenham. Maven, are you happy?
I have to be 3 points. Anyway, at least we are doing our own part while expecting or hoping or wishing that City will slip somewhere in between. Because what will take it totally off our hands is if we don't do our own part. But for now, we've done our part. We are happy. And there are so many other things to say, but then 3 points in the bag. I'm happy.
Oluwaseun.
Yeah, I think Arsenal are doing what they need to do, get the 3 points and pray that the result of the opponent goes in their favor. Like we used to say on social media, it shall favor me and my family. So I think that's the best thing for them right now. Get the results and hope that your opponent will slip up. Yeah.
So how was the game generally, Maven? What do you think about the game generally?
Well, Tottenham definitely came all guns blazing in the beginning, but then I think Arsenal have gotten to a point where if you play the same style and you want to play this fast football with Arsenal, except you are City, you will most likely lose out in that contest. And I think that was what happened against Tottenham in the first half. As much as they were playing, they had higher shots and. Unfortunately for them, the only 2 shots on goal that Arsenal had, apart from the own goal, were the goals that Arsenal scored in the first half. So it's as if they were punished for trying to advance too much into Arsenal's half that Arsenal caught them on the counter, like Saka's goal, and then getting caught again in the set pieces. Arsenal have been very phenomenal this season in set pieces, and it's reflected again today. And someone was saying that there is a process that Arsenal is using, which involves Ben White preventing the opponent's goalkeeper from moving around, and then the space becomes open for another Arsenal player to score. I don't know if that is the case. I've not really observed it, but I know that Arsenal has been achieving results on that. In the second half, it was less productive for Arsenal because we relaxed. It was obvious. Arsenal relaxed too early and passing the ball around and trying to keep possession. And Raya made a mistake. And it is kind of, for me, I think Arsenal still needs another goalkeeper that would keep Raya on his toes. I don't know if Ramsdale will fit that description, but I don't know if Ramsdale will fit that description, but the fact that he has Gabriel and Saliba covering him means that Raya doesn't really get much work to do. But then the little time that you have to be on the ball and then you let that kind of mistake. Imagine if it was just one goal ahead for Arsenal. The result could have gone totally differently. Even with 3 goals, Tottenham still came back with 2. And it was because Arsenal had to do the defending of their life to ensure that it did not end up in a draw. So that is one of the take-homes that I believe that Arteta needs to work on. But overall, Arsenal was able to get the result at White Hart Lane, which is not easy, considering that the same Tottenham came to Emirates to get a draw. So, I'll take the 3 points, but there are a lot of things to improve on.
Yeah, Oluwaseun, looking at the Arsenal's game and Manchester City, now just 1 point behind, and Man City with a game in hand. What are you thinking?
I think, like I said, in previous episodes, Arsenal in pole position, and the reason is not far-fetched. Man City is trying to do the catch-up, and that's why I hate outstanding games. It seems as if we are going to win it, but things could go in any direction. I watched today's game against Forest, and Forest could have nicked a point from the game, if not because they missed some clear chances in the first half. And the second half, Man City were struggling. I mean, struggling to break down, the low block from Nottingham Forest, and until they brought in Haaland and things changed, they were able to get the second goal. Uh, if I'm being truthful, if they didn't get the second goal on time, it could have been a Navi end to the game, and it could go in any direction. So currently, Arsenal is in pole position because they are on schedule in terms of the number of games that they have played. They only have Bournemouth at Emirates, which I think, if all things being equal, they should win. And they have Manchester United at Old Trafford and Everton the last game of the season. And people should watch out for that last game of the season, because sometimes I think uh, Arsenal fans are getting carried away, thinking that it's going to be a walk in the park. I see them beating Bournemouth and even winning Manchester United, but that Everton game is a game that they should watch out for, because it might be a game that decides the destiny of Everton, whether they're going to end up in the championship, depending on the running currently in terms of the games that they play, or if they're still going to stay in the Premier League. So they should watch out for that. And Manchester City still has 4 games. So that's why I said Arsenal is in pole position, because they have fewer games to deal with. Unlike Man City, that's still going to they're still going away at Spurs, so which is going to be a tricky game. Yeah. Then just to talk about the game, that Arsenal had today. I keep saying this on several episodes that we have held so far, that I don't like managers that are not pragmatic, and that's what affected Angel, or I don't know how to pronounce his name now, Angel or Posteglio, or whatever his name is. That's one of those things that affected his the results today, because they were not pragmatic. They were trying to play Arsenal their game. The same thing is happening with Brighton's manager Roberto De Zerbi. When you're trying to play from the back and it's not working, then you need to be pragmatic. There was a time that Mourinho had to use, the area prowess of Marouane Fellaini, just to get results at Manchester United. They just lost the league by a few points in that very season. So these are the kind of things that you need to do. As a manager, you have to learn to modify your tactics, learn to play to the strength of your team, learn to also play to the strength of your opponent. And Arsenal have done that very well this season against Manchester City at Etihad. They had a draw because they were not trying to, just go out. They were very conservative in that game. Yeah, and I think if Tottenham did the same today, it could have been a different result. Yeah.
And then to what we predicted, almost Manchester United, almost. And I don't know. The coach came out saying, Premier League, winning the Premier League. No. Is this the kind of coach you want for your team? Really? Maybe.
Well, I think I give Manchester United too much credit than they deserve when I thought they were going to beat Burnley. Obviously, they can't, and they couldn't. So, and then Ten Hag is the kind of coach that will blame everyone, including people that are not even in the league, rather than agree that his tactic did not work. So I've always been on that, and I have friends that believe that they are supporting him because Arsenal fans stood behind Arteta also. But I don't think it is the same situation. But then let's leave that aside. For Ten Hag to say that they are not going for the league, it could be mind game. Maybe he has some joker. I like to give people a long group so that, and he's playing the same game that my friend Oluwaseun does. So if he eventually ends up not going for the league, then he has already said it ahead. You can't hold him to that. But then if he goes ahead and beyond what he said, and maybe he goes for top 2 or making Champions League, and then so he's under promising and looking forward to over delivering. So that's what I think in my mind. And then how he does in the transfer market will also matter. But then I don't think he has that pull to bring any serious game changer to Manchester United at the moment. And I think Manchester United are also in a fix because, like Oluwaseun said, coaches are not really in the market like that, unless you are going to bring back a Zidane or something. I'm actually looking forward to someone who can bring back. I thought Liverpool were going to do that, but then let's see what Arne Slot has for us next season. So the board cannot do anything about Ten Hag. They don't have, there's nobody else to bring in. Klopp already rejected the offer, and we have to just stick with his word and see. There's really not much they can do at the moment. Same with Chelsea is stuck with Pochettino for now.
I'm talking about Chelsea. 2-2. Oluwaseun, what do you think about the game?
Yeah, like I told you guys, you made Villa look like a very brilliant team. On paper, they are very brilliant, especially when you look at their position in terms of the EPL table. But overall, I think, looking at the quality of players we have based on money, I'm not talking about footballing quality, but I think we should be able to match them, and that's what happened in the second half of the game. We gave a lot. We gave 2 goals away in the first half. The first goal could have been avoided. The second goal as well, and in the second half we could have even won the game. So those are the kind of things that happen. Like I said in the previous episode, I don't believe that. I actually felt that Aston Villa is going to win the game. But I was not predicting that they're going to win, like they're going to trash Chelsea. It's not going to happen. And that was what we saw in that game. And that's what happened when you have Palmer back in the team. You have options in terms of not just shooting options. You have options in terms of, passing lanes, changing the direction of the game. And you could see what happened in the second half. A very brilliant goal from Gallagher, who we are set to sell to Arsenal since Maven likes him so much. I don't know why people rate the guy, but personally, I think he's one of the. Okay, I'm not gonna say this. Let's just move ahead. I'm not gonna say this about him. But I think he's good for his quality. He's a typical English player. So much of tactical ability, but less of technical ability. You understand what I mean? They know how to play in terms of tactics. Oh, this is what we want you to do. Run like this, run in this format, go like this, stay here, play the shot this way. But in terms of technical ability, they are quite deficient. That's a typical English player. Yeah.
I'm talking about English players. Klopp decided to play Elliott at the right-hand side. And then, like I said last week, something is happening internally, and we will see what happened between Klopp and Salah. And the game ended 2-2. Maven.
Well, I can only speak from a third-party perspective, meaning that because I'm not sure what exactly is happening internally, there seems to be a breakdown in the hierarchy of the team. And when a coach has been around for as long as Klopp have been, there will be players that are used to his system. So I think the announcement, maybe it came out a bit too early, because now everyone has to consider their life outside of Klopp being coach and the new style that I think there might be some focus on that for the players. Am I going to be needed in the new season? And there are some players that probably have had grievances maybe against Klopp, and now that Klopp is leaving, it's just like you are leaving your final day in the secondary school or in high school, and you know that once I'm done, this teacher cannot see me and do anything anymore. I guess that's kind of vibe I got from Salah, because what's the worst that can happen? Klopp is leaving, so maybe he had some pent up information he wanted to pass across to Klopp. And like I said, I can only speculate from a third person perspective, but I think it has something to do with the fact that Klopp won't be there next season also.
Anyway, let's see how it goes. Guys, thank you for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel. Very, very important. And please comment. Let's know what your thoughts are about Liverpool, about Chelsea. Manchester United, of course, and the hopes of Arsenal winning the league over Manchester City. Maven Oluwaseun, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me as
All right,
well.
guys, bye.
Yeah, bye everyone.